Good evening. I am going to make pizza sauce in the morning. And so I pulled out of my freezer. These are Roma tomatoes that I grew, and a couple bigger tomatoes my dad gave me. Some more paste tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and then a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes that we just didn't eat, so I stuck them in the freezer. So I just took them out of the freezer, and so they can defrost overnight. We ran to Walmart today and they had Roma tomatoes on sale for 97 cents. So I bought 10 pounds worth. I just rinsed them off. They're gonna sit on this counter and dry off. And first thing in the morning, I'm gonna get them in my stock pot and start cooking them down to make pizza sauce. So last week I made pasta sauce, but pizza sauce is slightly different. And I am gonna cook it, I'm gonna can it in pint jars. I'm gonna can it in half pint jars instead of pint jars. So a half pint jar is a jelly jar size, and the reason I'm gonna do that is because we like to make pizzas, and whenever we buy pizza sauce in a jar for those homemade pizzas, we never use all the pizza sauce. Just for one pizza, a jar is like too much pizza sauce. And so anyway, I just think a jelly jar size is going to be perfect for when me and Robert make our own pizzas at home. So that is tomorrow morning's goal, making pizza sauce. Good morning. So all the tomatoes defrosted, no problem. I cut them up, put them in my stock pot, put it on a low temperature to simmer for about an hour until they start breaking down. And then once they've broken down enough, I will put them through my hand food mill to get rid of the skins, and then I'll put the sauce back in the pot, add the spices, and can them up. Might take more than an hour to simmer because I have it on pretty low. We'll see how long it takes. The tomatoes have been boiling for over an hour. I turned the heat up a little. It's now at a medium low, and I got my food mill right here. It is a hand food mill. It's gonna take a little longer, but that's okay. So what I do is I just scoop a scoop of tomato in here, and you just, okay, I can't do it one-handed. So, but anyway, you just twirl this around and it pushes the juice through and leaves the skin right here. And then I scoop the skin out and put it to the side. And I do another drain just because sometimes you don't get all the juice. So I put the skin in here and it might drain a little more juice out the bottom. And then I actually will run, and then after I'm all done, I'll run the skins that are sitting here, I'll run it through this food mill one more time. So, and I'm gonna put a glove on. I cut my finger on the apple core yesterday. So let me put a glove on in case I don't want to get any tomato acid in my cut because that's gonna hurt. So it's bubbling nicely, and then when I get enough juice in the bottom of that pan, I just put it back into the stock pot. See, the food mill just presses all the tomato stuff down and just leaves the skin and the seeds behind. So I'm gonna get going because I got a lot of tomatoes to push through this food mill. All right, my pizza sauce is ready. I flavored it with oregano, salt, garlic powder, sugar, a little sugar, fresh basil. The exact ingredients are, the exact measurements are listed in the Ball Canning book. That's pretty much what I used. The only thing I changed was I added basil because the recipe didn't have basil in it. And I'm like, how can you not have basil in your pizza sauce? But so I added basil, and I just took my jars out of the canner so they're nice and hot. I am using half pint jars. I think I mentioned it earlier. I wanted half pint jars because I want just enough sauce for one pizza. And also, technically, right now, all I can get a hold of at the store is half pint jars. I cannot find pint jars anywhere right now. All the stores are sold out. I happen to have a couple cases of these half pint jelly jars, so it will work out. I did not use lemon juice in this recipe, and so you need to add either lemon juice or citric acid to make sure you have the proper level of acidity when canning tomatoes. So I do have a container of citric acid. So I will add 1/8 of a teaspoon of citric acid to each jar, and then I will add the sauce. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to do 2 batches. I'm sure this is more than, this is gonna be more than 12 jars. So let me get filling and then do the normal wipe down the rim, put the lid on, put it in the water bath canner, and these are gonna be water bath canned for 35 minutes. All right, I was gonna do 12 jars, but I really can only fit 10 comfortably. So I'm definitely gonna have to do 2 batches. I still have a bunch of sauce left, 2 jars I didn't use. So anyway, I'm gonna put the lid on and get this back to boiling, and then water bath can it for 35 minutes. Good morning. It is the next morning, and I ended up with 18 half-pint jars of pizza sauce, all of the jars sealed. So next step is I'm going to take the rings off and then date them and label them, and then move them to my canning shelf in the basement. So I really think, I'm very glad I did this half-pint jars, because I think it is the perfect size for when we make pizzas. So we'll have enough for 18 pizzas for this winter, or the upcoming year. We'll definitely eat all these within a year, just because we actually do eat pizza at least once a week, homemaking it ourselves. Don't get me wrong, we still buy pizza from like Emo's and Pizza Hut and all those places, but my husband also really makes a great homemade pizza. So, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I gotta label these and get these downstairs. So it was a lot of work, but I got a good deal on the Roma tomatoes, and I enjoy doing it. So to me, it is well worth it, and just gives me personal satisfaction. It just makes me so happy when I put these on my shelf downstairs, and the sauce tastes amazing. I am so happy with how the taste turns out. I did follow the ball directions exactly, and then added a couple extra seasoning, or I should say my husband did, because he's much better at cooking savory stuff than I am, and he's the one who makes the pizzas. So he added a couple extra spices, and it just turned out great. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you later.